Hi, my name is Brian, and today we're going to talk about the different types of feature flags available in LaunchDarkly. What, you may ask, I thought all feature flags were Booleans. Well, that's often true of homegrown solutions, but thankfully LaunchDarkly provides multiple types of feature flags. So today we're going to explore them and see what they're useful for. Let's get started. Okay, so of course LaunchDarkly supports your standard Boolean flag. This is actually the default type when you go in and create a new flag in the LaunchDarkly dashboard. While a Boolean flag is simple, they're also still really powerful. They're especially useful for things like enabling or disabling a specific feature in the UI and backend. You can then do things like target features to specific users or groups, or even do a progressive rollout of a feature. String flags are incredibly useful, and personally, as I've used more flags in my code, I find that I have about as many string flags as Boolean flags. For example, they can be really useful for saving configuration values or even text content that I maybe want to A/B test. Creating string values in LaunchDarkly is easy. Just choose the string option under flag variations and then set as many string variations as you need. You're not limited to 2. In this example, I've created a string flag that determines the username for the blog post data that is populated server-side on the homepage. I use this string to alter the API call to the dev.to API. You can see that the username string being populated matches the current variation being served by LaunchDarkly. So let's flip the flag and then refresh the page to see my application now loads an entirely different set of blog posts. A number flag is going to work almost identically to a string flag, but obviously will be used when the values are numeric. Just choose the number option under flag variations when you're creating your new flag and then enter as many numeric variations as you need. Finally, we have JSON flags. You may not need them all that often, but when you need them, they can be a huge benefit. For instance, if you're storing a group of configuration variables or settings, it may make more sense to store them this way rather than each on individual flag values. When you create a JSON flag, obviously choose JSON under flag variations. You can create as many variations as you need, but each variation will need to contain valid JSON string. I find that adding a name and description for each JSON value is important since the difference between each item may not be immediately obvious at a glance. Let's quickly look at an example that uses a JSON flag value within a Cloudflare worker to dynamically set the HTTP header values passed back from a page. You can see the header values I've added in the developer tools here. Now let's explore the flag within LaunchDarkly. You can see 2 sets of flag values that match the headers we saw within the developer tools. However, this variation has a different header called xLaunchDarklyHello that says hello from LaunchDarkly. Let's go back to the flag dashboard and flip on this flag. And if we go back to our page and refresh it and then go back into our developer tools, you'll see that the xLaunchDarklyHello header is in there along with the additional HTTP headers. All these different flag types offer you a ton of flexibility with how you use flags within your application, and it's the kind of flexibility you typically won't get from a homegrown tool for feature management. If you're a LaunchDarkly user and you haven't tried out these other flag types, give them a shot and let me know what you think. See you next time. Bye.